we get to our next big item of business for Monday Night Raw, which was Gunther being very proud of what he did to Jimmy Uso the week before. The bloodshed, the rubbing of the blood, the tasting of the blood, the spitting of the blood to make Jay's life miserable. And we wondered, what would Jay's reaction be? How do you come back from seeing your brother get beat down to a bloody pulp? How do you react? Is it going to be on site? Or are you going to do something dramatic and violent? So Gunther comes out there suited and booted with a smile on his face, just big cheesing. I mean, this guy cheesing like he won the lottery. He was just so proud of himself. And then we have Jay's music hit immediately, and Jay comes through the crowd. And what's notable is that Jay, outside of his shades, is like merch free, grill free, no yeet for the most part, comes down in all black. The fans go crazy for him, gets in the ring, and Jay cuts a serious promo. Now, I wish the Minneapolis crowd got the hint 5 minutes earlier by not yeeting, because he motioned for them like, this ain't the night for y'all to be yeeting with me. I'm being serious. He talked about what his mom asked him. How could you let this happen to your brother? Joshua, how could you let your brother get beat down like this? And he tells Gunther, because I was scared. I was scared. I was afraid. I was scared. I was afraid of you and what you were doing heading into WrestleMania. You shook me. Every week you beat me down, you choked me out, you basically said I couldn't beat you, and I believed it. And then you proceeded to put your hands on my flesh and blood, my other half, my twin, and I was defenseless. I was helpless. And I got my family wondering why I wasn't there to save him and protect him when he needed me most. And because of that, I want to ask you a question. I want to ask about your mother and what you talk about. Do you talk about your wife? Do you talk about your grandkid? Do you talk about Sunday dinners? What do you talk about? Because I want you to basically have a heart to heart with your mom, your wife, your kid before WrestleMania. In fact, I'm going to pray for you, and I hope that you pray for yourself too, because I want you to understand what you're going to get at WrestleMania. You're going to get a guy that's not afraid of you anymore. You're going to get a guy that's going to really take things to another level. And I'm not going to be coming out of here the same. I'm basically going to be here to hurt you at WrestleMania. And what I loved about Gunther's performance was him not saying a word when Jay smacked the microphone out of his hand, and that the smile, the cockiness slowly receded the more that Jay talked, and he realized he was serious, that you awoke someone that was not scared of you anymore, that they're basically ready to make you bleed and cry at WrestleMania. And I love that sell job. And I thought that Jay delivered on the microphone. And I'm glad the fans caught the hint not to yeet, but that's a detriment, because when you start that little chant, it's hard to shake, especially when you're trying to cut a serious promo that meets the moment heading into their match at WrestleMania. The match has a new layer to it. I'm looking forward to it. They have to deliver in the ring, which I think they will. And of course, match placement and positioning will be important.
Oh, it's opening the show. I don't think there's any doubt about it. If you're not closing with this, there's no way you can put this in the middle of the show unless Gunther's winning. But that's a whole nother topic. Yeah, this adds a whole nother layer to it. This gives Jay, this is kind of what we were talking about as far as that serious promo he needed to cut. And Gunther, a great facial guy. Facials on par with a Randy Orton, I think, as far as being able to really convey and say what he needs to say without saying a word. From when he first walked in the door in the opening monologue that Michael Cole was giving, and he's just smiling ear to ear, to when he's looking a little shooketh. Because let's not forget, storyline wise, this is the exact same situation he was in last year, right before he lost his record-breaking Intercontinental title reign. So there are similarities, and it would be nice to have a nice callback. If Jey Uso is the guy that we should be following on the way to the ring, in one of those type of shots, and there should be two people he sees on the way. He should see Sami Zayn. Actually, he should see the entire bloodline on the way. And each of them should get Sammy talking about how he just did it last year and he knows what he could do. Jimmy talking about, yo, you go do this for us. you are main event Jey Uso and Roman Reigns, giving him that final push, like, hey, go do what you were destined to do this entire time and show everyone why I chose you as my right hand man. Like, you give him that extra little boost, especially after this promo. We on to something for that, for whatever this match goes on. I think it'll open, but whenever it goes on, you give me that at the beginning. You give me all of that, especially being able to talk and them not having matches so far. They need to be at least on the screen anyway. Perfect way to have them out there.
Absolutely. I would love that kind of backstage through the tunnel. And he
Mm-hmm.
runs into Sammy and Jimmy and even Roman to say, "You got this. We're family. We the OGs here. It's what we do. Go get your chip. Go get your championship. Bring it on to the family." I would love to see it. And of course, I would love to see Jimmy and Jay embrace when he wins that championship. It'll be a great WrestleMania moment. And those fans are going to be absolutely ecstatic for a good 30 minutes heading into that opening match of WrestleMania. So I think they did a good job adding emotional weight to this match, and Gunther showed it beautifully with his facial expressions. As you said, a very good comparison to Randy Orton, who can drop the face on a dime from being like serious to being concerned to being scared when need be.